It's Sheldon Gould with S&N Custom Lawn Care again. Thought I'd give you a bit of a tour of my wood shop, an electronics shop, where I build things out of wood and fix speakers and stuff like that, do soldering, anything to do with electronics. So give you a bit of a tour. Not a whole lot to see here either, along with my shop video there, but we'll take a look around at some of the tools I got. A lot of these tools came from my dad, who was big into woodworking, but he actually passed away Christmas Day of 1999. So all the tools came with me, and I'll show you them. Right here is my table saw. I don't use it that much. It's Black & Decker. Seems to work okay. It doesn't have the best motor on it. I'm not sure if that's just because it's been used so much by my dad, or if it's just a smaller motor. I haven't really looked into it that close, but that's the table saw. For some reason there's a hubcap off of a Dodge truck. I've got, this is actually an ignition plate off of a Buick, an older one. That there's a GMC trailer hitch plate, and that there's a Pontiac hubcap. I'm not sure where that came from. And I don't know, my brother made that thing up there. NG stands for Nelson Gould. That was a keychain holder I made, I think in like grade 4 for my dad. That's something I made there. That's a handprint of my hand, and it's for holding keys and stuff. Nothing special, that's just a rough one I did for holding stuff in the shop. Got some long auger bits there. Radio, have to have music when we're working in the shop. Thing for measuring angles up there. Just a bunch of random parts, bunch of hose clamps on the wall and screws. Shelf. Got a big old wood saw there. Beside that's a hacksaw. Another wood saw. That next one's actually a bone saw. Another wood saw. That one in the middle there is actually for a miter box. Miter box is sitting right there. Another wood saw. Some random pulleys. These are a bunch of chisels for the lathe. Got 2 lathes, a big one and a mini one. Some more bits. This is just shelving, keep random parts. Another shelf there. Level, bunch of paint, which is actually used on derby cars. Not a whole lot in here. There's a sander. My press drill. Another sander. This is a band saw, which is missing a blade at the moment. It actually runs off of a drill. It's not the best one. It's, what is it? It's a Black & Decker band saw. This is a Delta belt sander and disc sander. This here is called a New Way 3-speed press drill. Another Delta sander. Got my vise there, nothing special. Let's see, over here, let's add more parts for that motor that I pulled apart that I showed you in the last video off that Lawn Chief 440. I got a scroll saw, which I believe, let's see here. Let's clean that off for you. It's another Delta. Right here is a mini lathe. I've just kind of been practicing on some stuff there. Nothing too special, not very good at it. It's an Orca. This down here is the big lathe, which actually my dad made, which is missing the motor right now. Not even sure where the motor went. This is where I keep my paint and mudding stuff for doing drywall. There's another table saw down in there. I'm not sure what it is. It's an older one. Paint tools, some random wood. Not a whole lot to see in here, but some people were asking about my wood shop, so I thought I would show you. Shop vac underneath there. Bunch of random wood from doing projects. I think there's more wood in that box. Not sure what's in there. We'll take a look. These here bits I use for putting in sound systems, running cable through walls and stuff. Yeah, we'll take a look through some of these boxes and I'll show you. We'll start here with the shelves. In here, you can't really see, but a bunch of pencils, wood marker stuff, compass. What's in here? Garden hose seals, an end off a chair. That one's apparently empty. This one's got a bunch of springs. That one there you can see is empty. This one's got a bunch of wood plugs and stuff. This one's got a garden hose fitting on it. This one's full of garden hose fittings, piping stuff. This one got more fittings and razor blades. Hinges in there. There's a pulley. I'm not sure what's off of. Keychain ring. Not even sure what those are. In here, half a garden hoses. I'm not sure why that's there. Possibly my brother put it there. That one's got foam for chair legs. That one's empty. That one's got a plug for piping or hydraulics. This one's got this gear right here is actually to change the gear ratio on the bandsaw. Bedpost tops, a screw out of a vise. Big black thing is actually the mount to hold the drill down for the bandsaw. In here, there's parts for a hole saw, a plumb bob, making sure things are square. That's basically it for that cabinet. This other one, let's see here, screws. Bunch of screws in there, or bunch of hooks, I guess. Little finishing nails. Bunch of shelving bracket things. That one's got all the fittings to divide these drawers up. Things for hanging blinds. Bunch of twist ties. I think that's to do with sliding doors. Bunch of parts out of radios and stuff, electronics. Like headphone ends, stuff like that. For doing electronic work. Bunch of random nails. More nails. Empty. Bunch of morettes for wiring. Empty. Empty. What are those? Those are electronics. I'm not even 100% sure where those came from. Dial off of a radio and a switch. light sockets off Christmas trees. They come in very handy for doing light projects. Random power cable off an adapter. Some rocker switches. Empty. Fittings off a radio and TV coax cable. Plug-in ends. Empty. Hinges, another switch. I believe that's like a flywheel off of like a cassette player. Light bulbs, peanut bulbs. Not even sure what those are out of. Automotive, I believe. Bunch of dials and knobs off of radios and things. A bunch of wires. More wires and switches. Christmas light bulb and Christmas light plug-in. And a bunch of more wires. Cigarette lighter, adapter, RCA cable ends. Let's put all in there. That's it for that cabinet. Let's see. That there is a glass cutting set. It's actually in an old ratchet set box. But my dad used to cut glass and glass bottles for crafts and stuff. So there's a bunch of chunks of glass in there, and glass cutting stuff, tools, cutters, stuff like that. Yeah, it's an old socket set. I don't know if any of those sockets exist anymore. Possibly out in my other shop. And we'll do that up. There's a square, a level. Hang this back up. Oh. Let's see what's under the counter. In this box we have, this here is an old glue gun. A Bostik 260. Never seen one before other than this one. And there's a palm sander. It is Black & Decker Cyclone. Use that a fair amount. Glue gun I use a lot, but can never seem to keep glue sticks around. Well, we'll just set that on the floor. In this wood box here, there is a hand plane. It's a skill. Blade's dull on this thing, but I have used it a fair amount. It's an older one. It was my dad's. And router. Black & Decker router. Use that a little bit. Not too good at woodworking, so I don't do a whole lot. There's it's an old Black & Decker variable speed jigsaw. It was my dad's, so it's an older one. It's starting to wear out. Down in here where the blade goes in, starting to wear out. And that's it for that box. Put that stuff away. And I think that's everything in that box. This box, I believe, is empty. It's an old steel tool box. Yeah, there's nothing in there. Other than, I guess that's the base for the foot for that skill saw. No, the jigsaw. Jigsaw's missing this bottom plate. Put that in the right box. This in here. Desoldering vacuum for sucking solder. Solder sucker. This here is just a bunch of information on. Open it up. Resistor codes, how to read resistors, different colors, what they mean. Okay, there's another toolbox in here. It might be empty too, I'm not sure. Yeah, nothing in there. Not sure what's in this one. Take a look. If I can open it. Oh, this actually, this is a project when I was in school. I'll show you. Project I made in school when I was in grade 9, an electronics class, virden collegiate. This is a power converter. You plug it into a 110 Norma house outlet, and it converts it down to 6 volt and 9 volt. See the switch there, there's high and low. Low is 6 volt and high is 9 volt. I made that. That was one of my projects. And then it's got the, find the end of the cord here. A couple of alligator clips on it. I use that a lot for testing stuff where you need a little bit of voltage like 9 or 6 volts. So that was in there and nothing else in there. I know my brother had this out the other day. I think he was trying to fix a controller for a PlayStation 3. And he needed some sort of a power supply, so he used that. So that's that one. There's an anvil down here. Right there. It's actually an anvil. It was an old vise, but the vise part's missing. I believe this is for a soldering kit, but I don't think there's anything in it. Oh, there's a solder sucker, end for a soldering gun, and some solder in the corner there. Close that up. And then this is for another soldering gun, which I don't even think I have this soldering gun anymore. Yeah, empty box. And I got this other toolkit down in here. Get that anvil out of the way. I'm not even sure what's in this thing. I will open it up and see. There's a bunch of electric fittings for lights and fuses and like a dryer plug. Not a whole lot. We'll open up this other part. Just random parts. Don't really do a whole lot of the electronic stuff anymore. So. We'll put that back in there. This here is a stone splitting chisel. My dad used to do a lot of stone work and making fire pits and stuff, so that's his punch that he used to use before he passed away there. And let's see, another box under here. A bunch of wood and stuff for the lathe. Just a bunch of random stuff. Wood. Under here, more wood. Not a whole lot. Back here we got containers with different screws and stuff. Some screws, more screws. Screws and random parts. That's full of screws. These are bigger screws and bolts. This, not sure if that's used oil or not, might be for drilling. Screws, it's empty. Empty. Bunch of random parts back here. Out there's a heat sink off of an amplifier. Just random parts. That's about it. Safety glasses, you always got to wear those. Some solder. Light, little test light. Got some pictures up there. Really, that's about it for the shop. This little cabinet's actually empty at the moment. Fan I got runs in here. That's about it, folks. So I'm Sheldon Gould with S&N Custom Lawn Care and Sonic Sladen Music Productions out of Virden, Manitoba. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, let me know what you think, and we'll catch you later.